long time ago, me, myself, and I, we were moonwalking down an empty city road. All of a sudden, we jumped out from an iceberg was a penguin with a gun.
And he said,
"Make the best house in the world, or I'll shoot your soul."
Well, me and I, we looked at each other, and I both said, "No way." And we drew the first thing that came to my head. Just so happened to be the worst house in the world. It was the worst house in the world. Look into my eyes and it's easy to see.
While my soul is in the ICU, I've got plenty of time to do whatever I feel like, with the added benefit of no morals. And while I sat there thinking about how I came to be in this situation, I thought, what would the worst house in the world? Looking at the drawing I drew for the penguin, I kind of realized this is not the worst house in the world. This is just a first draft. And from this, I will create one of the worst houses I could ever conceive of. Maybe it won't be the worst house in the world, but it'll be attributed to the worst house in the world. Okay, let me just get started by showing you exactly what I was thinking when I designed my first draft. As you can see, the entrance is very hard to find, and there's only one of them. You'll have to walk around the entire premises to find it. And if you're above a certain weight class, you won't be able to enter. Mind you, these 3 rooms that are really small and have no purpose, they are only about roughly maybe about 1 meter by 1 meter, or 3 foot by 3 foot, and have no actual purpose, which is their main objective. As you can see, there's also this hallway here that leads to nothing. I'm going to add to that eventually. I think one of my favorite locations is this area over here where the 3 doors interconnect and will slam into each other if you have multiple people in the house, if they even want to use that room. Also, mind you, that door swings over to the oven and hits people who are working at the oven. Sounds pretty safe. If you look over here, you'll find what looks to be a pantry, but it's actually a way to get to the stairs downstairs. Only we will know about this, which means that anybody working for the emergency services is going to have a hell of a time. This leads me to something you've probably already noticed. This house is in 2 parts. This first section up here, and this secondary section down here, only accessible via the basement. The main features of this secondary area are the tiny maze, an even tinier bedroom, and this room here, this is just I don't even know what this is. You'll only just be able to squeeze into there. There's not really much you can put in here. And yes, I get what you're saying. Yes, this whole place is pretty small. This is a pretty small size, and that's exactly the point, especially the bedroom. Look at that. You wouldn't even be able to get a single mattress in there. And I particularly like the maze, not because it's difficult, but because anything could be hiding in it at 2 in the morning. Imagine it. Just imagine it. And that's just the kind of fear I want to force myself to go through. Alright, now that we've got a good baseline of what I want to do, I'll need to recreate and improve the first floor in a Floorplanner application called Floorplanner. I'll pretend to get back to you in a couple hours when I finish the first floor that I've already finished. Okay, I'm back, and this is what I've done for the house so far. Allow me to take you on a 3D tour of my new home. This is the front yard, and as you can see, I'm going to build fences out of sofa material, meaning they're going to stink once it rains a couple of times. After circling the entire property, you'll eventually find the front door if you're observative enough, and will fit through it if you're skinny enough, unlike me. After entering, you'll come across rotating doors to these mini rooms I talked about, as well as a whole bunch of doors at various heights. Hope you like climbing. Now, I do need to mention there's going to be furniture eventually, but for now it's an empty building. Just imagine things. I don't want to have to put them in. As you can see, I've upgraded the 3-way door to a 4-way door, and added a chute that drops you into the basement if you're not careful enough. Just don't land with your legs straight. The kitchen, pretty much what you'd expect, except I'm going to be putting the fridge and oven in 2 other locations. And this is the cupboard that leads to the basement. Not many people are going to realize that. It's going to be pretty funny. And here I've added extra hallway to the hallway. Don't ask me why. Just don't ask me why. Okay, here's that triangle room I was talking about. It's even skinnier than I originally drew, and I love it. You're not going to fit in there, man. It's pointless. Not much to say about the bedroom, but here's the maze. It's very skinny, and hopefully that adds to the fear.
This is pretty good so far. Although the more astute among you would probably notice that I skipped the entirety of the basement that connects the two areas. And that's because I'm still deciding on that one. At first I wanted to make a complicated maze-like area underneath the house, but now I'm thinking that I want it to be completely empty, with no structural support to keep up the rooms above it. Also, I'll put like one toilet in the very center of the room, and that's going to be the one toilet I own. Anyway. As much as I really wanted the maze, I think I'm just going to have to go with both of them, obviously. That's right, we're building it underneath the neighbor's house, baby! Digging it out Colin Firth style, let's go, woo, yeah, baby! Completely without their permission, obviously, meaning they're going to hear a heap of noises coming from underneath their home for a couple months. Which is why I plan to add this particular room called the Whisper Chamber. It's a narrow pipe leading up into their floorboards, so I can whisper funny sentences to them, such as, "You have disturbed my burial site." It's fun for their whole family. Okay, to get to the basement, this is all you have to do. Jump the gap, walk down the stairs, up the stairs, down the stairs, go down the upstairs, sneak under the stairs, climb up those stairs, go up around yet more stairs, go downstairs, turn right stairs, and then downstairs. And then you'll finally be headed towards the basement. This is the very first room of the basement, which is why it's also the shower room. Over here is the sink room, but in order for me to reach it, I'll have to borrow a chair from the dining room. This little hidey hole has a fridge in it. Over in this room is the oven room. Rate my gaming setup. And finally, the washing machine. Now you're probably questioning how that layout is even related to a maze at all. But you see, all those elevator doors you saw are going to be hooked up to random number generators, and they're going to pick the number 1 or 7 every single hour. If a door gets to number 1, it will open if it isn't already opened. On 7, it will close if it isn't already closed. And this random opening closing means that in any given hour, me or a home intruder could be trapped in the basement for many, many hours. And the police won't be able to help me. They don't have a dungeon map. The doors can be especially annoying if I wake up in the middle of the night and have to go to the toilet, and have bad RNG. But as a friend of mine once said, you should have planned that ahead of time. The final step is the roof. Most construction workers design their roofs so that rain will flow off it. That's stupid, boring, and a complete waste of good water. I'm designing my roof inverted so that I have a constant source of fresh water. Will it be a pool? Will it be drinking water? I don't know, but there'll be plenty of algae and frogs. Of course, there's obviously 2 glaring problems. One being leakage and floodage, and the other being the excessive weight on the unstructured first floor. Only kidding. The actual problem is A, the pool isn't big enough, and B, I have an annoying neighbor whose entire personality is planting flowers. The solution to both of these problems is to stretch the roof over the top of their property. And with limited sunlight, the plants will shrivel up. It's a win-win. Oh no, that's illegal and the roof could tip over. You're wrong. It's going to rest on my neighbor's house and stop any potential tipping over. I'm sure their house can handle it. So there we have it. A house that is not only detrimental to myself, but to my guests, home intruders, emergency services, and 2 of my neighbors. I can safely say that this house is one of the worst houses I could have possibly... Look, I'm sorry, I can't. This isn't as good as I could... I could do so much better, like this... Okay, I have to do something better. I'll be right... Just give me a minute, okay? I'll be back in a minute.
Okay, it's 3 hours later and I'm coming home from the hardware store. I have the perfect 5-step plan to make my home truly despicable. Each step worse than the last. Step 1, I will install a giant boombox in the attic that will blast this full song, every time it hits midnight. Step 2, I will hook chemical waste up to my water supply and the town water supply. Step 3, a nuclear bomb.
Hey, I don't know how best to start this, but I don't think a person should be judged by what they said or did in their time not having a soul. Of course, the law doesn't see it that way, which is why there's currently an ongoing court case. But don't worry, I have a solid strategy and I'll be back to making videos like this in no time. So look forward to that unless you don't really know my channel, which most people don't. Peace out.
Merp.